It's Halloween, the spookiest time of the year. It's time to watch movies, eat candy, and shit your pants while reading about a haunted Toy Story game.
I know that you're not Woody. You're using Woody's body as a puppet, a plaything.
But what if we could combine all of these things into one?
I want to play basketball off the rim and football and all things athletes.
Oh, Mr. Got the one with the razor blade.
Creepypastas are usually short horror-related fictional stories. If this isn't your first time on the internet, I know it's mine. You definitely are already familiar with creepypasta. While not as popular nowadays, creepypasta characters and stories are still iconic. Jeff the Killer, Slender Man, Tiki Toby, Eyelash Jack, Ben Drowned, Kazooie.exe, Billy the Sex Offender, and goddamn Pinkie Pie.
Oh my god, you don't watch My Little Pony? What the fuck's wrong with you? Shut the fuck up.
I need you to understand how insane the fandom around creepypastas were. I know now there's like retrospectives and Friday Night Funk and shit that I don't care about, but back in the early 2010s, people were losing their fucking minds over this shit. Making fan art of all of these serial killers and terrifying monsters, sucking and fucking, Halloween costumes, fan characters. Look at this goddamn image. Kids were believing this shit was real. Parents were outraged and people died. This isn't like a joke. People actually got fucking killed over this shit. With so much untamed enthusiasm and mostly mental illness, the boys in the business suits saw an untapped market. What if we turned these short, shitty stories into long, shitty movies?
Here comes the money!
Boy, I sure do hope they made a movie about me.
Is that Sonic got
Hey buddy, can you like watch my movie?
Released in 2018, it's the official Slender Man movie. They capitalized a little late. Slender Man originated from a 2009 Something Awful Photoshop contest by user Eric Knudsen. He edited a scary looking figure into a bunch of images and said, ooh, he kidnaps kids. Ooh, big whoop, so do I. This image is really funny to me. Why is this kid so pissed off? It looks like he watched the Slender Man movie.
It's a piece of fucking shit!
This guy is interesting because there's not really any concrete story you can refer to like Jeff the Killer has. He's just kind of an urban legend with no real backstory. The closest he has is his relation with kids is more Jared Fogle than Mr. Rogers. His tentacles, which I don't know really where those came from, I have no idea. There's Marble Hornets, which is a web series that uses the character, but instead he's called the Operator, which now that I think about it, that's a way more menacing name than fucking Slender Man. That's like being afraid of skinny guy. There's the games, which introduces pages. I don't know what they really do or why they're important, but they're there. Slender Man started stapling his stupid shitty drawings to a bunch of trees and nobody knows why. My point is, Slender Man doesn't really have any story just to turn into a movie. I mean, yeah, Marble Hornets, whatever, but basically you just have a character that hangs out in the forest and makes YouTubers scream their lungs out. So Sony executives had to get to work and make the most appealing story possible. But the audience is ants in this scenario, and this movie appeals to ants. That's my joke. This movie feels like if you grabbed every shitty horror movie and then sit Sony in a room and then told them to do worse. You know that thing where someone uploaded all the Slender Man scenes in a fucking Slender Man movie and it's only 3 minutes long? It's even worse because it includes basically every scene related to Slender Man. It still has some filler. If you generally only made a compilation of shots where Slender Man is like tangibly there, it'd be like a minute. He does not feel like the main villain in his own movie. Instead, he's like a background secondary villain, and the main villain is mental illness and shitty haircuts. I think they were trying to go for like a Babadook thing where the monster barely shows up because it's all more about an evil taking over a mother and a son. You never really know if the Babadook was even real, but here's the thing. That's an original monster. That can be what it does. The Slender Man is an adaptation where they don't adapt the monster, they just put them on the poster and call it Slender Man. Slender Man fans are gonna want to see Slender Man in the Slender Man movie. I'm not saying it to like cut to him every 4 seconds and he's having like a Disney villain song about how evil he is. Just have more Slender shit. Yeah, sure, he's in the woods taking kids, but these are like teenagers. They don't count. I want to see him take away some real kids, like some Pennywise shit. Give me that. He's trying to take one of the main girl's sisters at the end, but that doesn't really lead anywhere and she's just screaming in a hospital.
He had no face!
Man, some people are just not educated on these topics today.
Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. Did you know that people born without eyes, lips, ears, and noses are called Slender
I
Men?
really wish this movie was the funny type of bad, but it's just not. Here's my reaction to the only 3 standout funny moments in this movie.
Twitter poll. If you
Walking down the hallway, Twitter poll.
What's gonna happen?
What? What? They never explained the pregnant thing, by the way. It has nothing to do with what Slender actually does to her. And last time I checked, his motive is not to impregnate people with Slender babies. This is not a thing he does. The movie is just really boring and kind of almost completely incomprehensible. Like, it's just full of these horribly lit scenes. Like, you can't even call this lighting if there's no lighting at all. It's just impossible to see anything.
You could upload a fucking black screen to YouTube and be copyright claimed by this movie.
I'm going to briefly explain the plot. The story revolves around this group of friends. They all hang out and watch a creepy video that will curse them with the Slender Man.
guys, we so have to do this.
This ritual scene is shot like when they close their eyes, they can magically see like the same forest, but they also react like nothing happens, so I don't even know what's going on. One by one, they all start disappearing. The first time this happens, the missing girl's father like breaks into the main girl's house and starts screaming about how they like showed his daughter witchcraft and shit, even though they just looked at pictures of Slender Man online.
Where is she?
No, don't help me!
Where is my daughter?
Then he gets arrested, and then he's not arrested, and they all break into his house, and then there's pictures of Slender Man everywhere, which I think is supposed to be the pages. Later on, the main character also does this, but it's not even like insane scribblings, like she was like possessed. It's like colored fan art. It looks good enough to be hanged on the fridge. But this is where I need to go on a tangent for a bit. This movie was almost kind of inspired by the real Slender Man stabbing, which you probably know of, but if you don't know, in 2014, 2 girls stabbed one of their friends 19 times in the woods, claiming it was a sacrifice for Slender Man. Luckily, the girl survived, but yeah, basing the movie on this is gonna be a little controversial. The father of one of the attackers spoke out against the movie, saying it glorifies the event, and the movie would not be played in the area of the stabbing. Before release, Sony kind of rushed re-editing the movie to remove most similarities, even though it's still kind of clear at the end, but they also removed basically every instance of blood or really like any violence, and this thing was already PG-13. I'm mentioning this because there's this character that gets attacked by Slender Man, so you assume she's dead, but then later it shows no, she's alive, but just unresponsive to her friends, and then she just never shows up again. What the fuck happened to her? Every other character goes missing or dies, but last time we see this character, she's just fine, and it's not really implied anything happened to her. Well, in the trailer, we literally see her death scene. She stabs herself in the eye, but it's just not shown in the movie. They just cut it out. But the scene is still in the movie, just nothing happens in it.
What were they thinking?
This will not be the last time either. This trailer is full of so much bullshit that just doesn't happen in the movie. Whatever, we go back to one of the friends and she sees Slender Man in the trees. Holy shit. But then like 5 minutes later, the main character is like, we gotta do something about this Slender Man. But then fucker does this shit.
It's probably some 50-year-old dude living in his parents' basement getting off on emailing teenage girls every day. Did you ever think of that?
Bitch, what the fuck? You saw him. He's real. He's right there.
Of course I can see his house. It's right there. Anybody could.
In fact, I have a real-life date with real-life Tom tonight. In real life.
Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. She has a real-life date with a real-life Tom. I'm sorry. It'd be a real-life shame if a real-life Tom did this. Again, real life Tom has a death scene in the trailer. At least I think this is him falling off this bridge thing. Other things in the trailer that aren't in the movie include this woman writing shit, more little sister stuff that was likely cut out due to the stabbing. It basically seems like they cut out or at least majorly neutered a lot of plot lines in this movie. At this point, the movie becomes really confusing because you think this girl is the main character, which, by the way, this actor is really funny because she's in a lot of these terrible movies like fucking Wish Upon.
I'll see you around.
And then she's in Despicable Me 4. That's the scariest part about this movie. The plot just stops being about her and focuses on the girl who had a real life date with a real life Tom, and her little sister is like in the hospital, which just becomes really confusing when her sister has barely been a character at all. She has the same haircut as the other main characters, so I thought it was her at first. I don't know, man. You're asking a lot of me to pay attention to the fucking Slender Man movie where half the movie is just a black screen. Alright, her sister is cursed by Slender Man or something, and then she just kind of walks around and spooky stuff happens. None of these even pertain to Slender Man. It's just random shit happening. Like she sees a woman in a tub with really long hair, and then she goes to the main character's house who admits she's passed the Slender curse to girl number 2's sister for some reason. He doesn't skip over people. He can have multiple targets. You can't give AIDS to someone and then that takes away your AIDS. Literally in the next scene, she gets pulled through a window by Slender Man, and then other girl tries to find her, but then Slender Man turns her into a tree. I'm sure there's a story that does this, but I don't think this is a Slender Man thing. In fact, this is the fucking Beast from Over the Garden Wall. He does exactly this. He turns children into trees. Some people like this design of Slender Man, and yeah, whatever, it's neat, I guess. It's more so cool if you think of it as like an alternative fan design. I like how his weird neck flaps resemble a tie, but yeah, I like normal Slender Man more. Also, the movie is over. I forgot to mention that. It just ends with the girl becoming a tree. That's the whole thing.
Slender Man, I don't really like this movie.
Yo, man, you gotta watch Marble Hornets. That shit's crazy. It's like the most underground, most underappreciated shit. You gotta watch this.
I don't know anything about this series, and I tried to give it an honest shot, but it's just not for me, which is weird. I really like No Through Road, which is in a similar style, but if you ignore the shitty sequels, it's only like 10 minutes long. I probably only like that because it's so short. The most popular Marble Hornets compilation is fucking 9 hours long. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't. I got like an hour and a half in. This is basically just the grandfather of analog horror. You had to eat this first, then you get dessert.
You deaf motherfucker! I said!
This seems cool and all, but it's just not my thing. Although the scenes with the operator and Totally Not Slender Man are really cool. I like this part where it's completely eerie and he's just in the distance and it's actually bone chilling, but then 10 minutes later it's like,
I told you never to mention him again. I told that implied not sharing him with the world.
I didn't know.
I never should have given him the face in the first place. I should have burned him with Go.
who the fuck is that? Is that Sally Face?
Fuck off!
Apparently this character is named Masky. And I like Masky, okay? This is a good character. I'm making a fan cam right now. This guy found a bunch of tapes of the Chud Jack Patient Zero, and now he has to find him because the operator got him or something. Then he starts talking to random people, and it just feels like playing Heavy Rain while selecting the worst dialogue choices.
Why'd you get kicked out?
I don't want to talk about it.
I mean, that's fine.
I don't know, that's how far I got. This is an excuse so I can actually talk about Always Watching, which isn't a web series, it's a real movie. I bought it on Amazon. It's based on Marble Hornets, which is based on Slender Man. Gee willikers, I have to talk about it now.
I bought this on Amazon, even though the movie is on YouTube and the YouTube video player is way better. Basically, what I'm saying is I want my fucking money back.
From what I know about the Marble Horneters, this movie is not very good. Well, at least compared to Marble Hornets. Compared to Slender Man 2018, it's a fucking masterpiece. Marble Hornets had a focus on creepy atmospheric horror most of the time. The operator hid in the background with almost complete silence, sitting there like it belonged despite its unnatural appearance. While Always Watching is like this. From my knowledge, the only things really in common is the operator being the villain and this Easter egg of Alex on a missing poster whose disappearance is the inciting incident that starts the Marble Hornets series. So I think it is canon, although the original creators didn't really have that much to do with it, and they changed the operator's powers, whatever. It's a little controversial in the community. I know Nightmind made a video ripping it apart.
Yes, as part of the canon story of Always Watching, the Slender Man now sneaks up on you in your sleep with a tiny blowtorch and burns a sexy operator symbol right into your skin.
But how do I feel about it? Again, it's not really my thing, but I don't completely hate it. It's not passionless Sony slop, and there's some pretty funny things in it. The movie follows these three people working at a news station. I don't remember any of their names. It's like Milo is the main one, woman, and then other guy. There's like a love triangle thing going on, and I don't know why it's there. Maybe to add sympathy, but it doesn't really go anywhere. and I don't think anyone is having a fight whether Milo and other guys should get the girl. We're here to see a mystery about the Slender Man. Anything not relating to that is not gonna be interesting. So they find these tapes belonging to a family haunted by the Slender Man.
I'm telling you, I look through the camera, he's there. I look up, he's not there. I'm not lying. I don't know how else to put it.
This is really funny because why was this recorded? This movie is supposed to be found footage, but they don't really know how to implement that well. So every character is just vlogging like it's 2017.
I've seen things I can't unsee.
This movie is just full of scenes of characters filming themselves, watching other characters film themselves. Also, they say the operator can only be seen through the camera.
Here, look through the camera.
Oh my god. That's him?
That is not what's happening in Marble Hornets. I guess they're trying to connect it to the static Slender Man gives off as like a camera glitch, but you don't need more reasoning to do that. Like, the characters are recording to document the giant fucking faceless man. You don't need more motivation to record the fucking Slender Man. Milo starts bumbling around trying to investigate, but he's just walking into houses and getting like scared after he knocks shit over. Most of the movie is just Milo freaking out about these Slender Man videos, and then randomly other guy just starts screaming about how Milo was stalking woman this entire time. And we have not seen him do this so far. He just randomly gets accused of this, and it's like, oh my fucking god. And then this happens.
No. Man.
That was kind of cool. I like that. Then, for no fucking reason, Milo starts freaking out, looking through purses, and everyone starts beating each other up. I don't know if that's supposed to be the operator influencing him, or if he's just a fucking asshole. I think we found the real villain of the movie. I have no idea where they're going. They just keep driving and stop at a hotel, see the operator, and then just repeat again. Then it like fucking kills Milo's dog. Then they find evil Slender Man bunker, which shows the dad from earlier started killing his family because Slender Man. The mom sets the building on fire after doing that, by the way.
Big spoilers. The end of the movie is just all the characters dying because Milo gets controlled by Slender Man, and then he offs himself and he grabs a big bat and kills everyone at the end.
Okay, well, that was better, but if anything, it's actually less faithful to 2018, but it's not technically Slender Man, it's based on Marble Hornets, so I guess I can't really get that mad. It's a good thing Marble Hornets fans can get mad for me.
Alright, Slender Man, you skinny piece of fucking shit, get the fuck out of here!
Wait, what's this? What's this? Slender, fuck you!
I want to quickly mention, yes, there's a Law & Order episode based on the Slender Man stabbing, but instead they call him the Glasgow Man.
She said that we were going to Glasgow Man's mansion.
What the fuck is a Glasgow Man mansion? He doesn't even look like Slender Man. He's not even like a monster. He just start handing out flyers. He's a fucking fat bearded guy on them. What the fuck is this? It's just a guy. Whatever. I just wanted an excuse to also mention the Evil Gamer episode where Tobuscus and like Logan Paul show up playing incel gamers.
Don't right talk, officer!
I like my cheese drippy, bro.
Hey, so YouTube really hates this character that this movie I'm going to talk about is based on, but it's technically not the same character in the movie I'm going to talk about. But you know who it is. It's the weird bird chicken thing
with a woman's face too.
It rhymes with Coco. It's yeah, you know what it is. There's a certain internet challenge on it, and for some reason YouTube does not like if you mention this. Good.
The real shit I want to talk about is Grimcutty, a movie released way too fucking late for any of this shit.
My parents aren't on the Grimcutty freakout train yet.
This movie will be amazing.
His hands were like huge, and his face, he had like big red eyes.
Kind of like this.
Wait, is that what he looks like?
It looks like this.
Oh, that's what he looks like.
That's him?
There's really no challenge. Grimcutty kind of just shows up places to attack the main characters and just... Let me say, he shows up a lot. This is like the opposite of Slender Man. This big Gru-shaped motherfucker is like always on screen. Then when he attacks the main character, there's always without doubt a knife in the room she can defend herself with. Even in the bathroom for some reason. It's like a running gag. So obviously all the parents don't believe Grimcutty is real because fucking look at him. So they think the internet is the problem and start making them put their phones in a detox box. It goes exactly how you'd think.
Asha, hey, Jen! Let go, Asha.
I just want to call Emily.
Asha, let go. Let go, Asha.
I'll get it back after, I promise. I just need... Oh my God.
Not very well. There's this really funny scene where Grimcutty is at a party, and come on, that's a lot of fun. But the party is ran by this Hawaiian shirt kid, and he's so, I don't even know, but probably the best character in the film.
We don't have phones.
Oh shit. Cause of Grimcutty? Wow, that is fascist.
Why is he like this?
There you go. That's school.
Hold on, this guy is throwing a party, but instead of being at the party he himself is throwing, he's watching porn upstairs. No, that's fine. That makes perfect sense. Of course, like, we would all do the same thing when this is the party.
When I hit record, I want everyone to start pretending like they're brainwashed by Grimcutty.
Fascist.
The movie just keeps going on with teens getting attacked, parents don't believe them, they go to the hospital with crazy dad antics, and then there's like some subplot about a mom with a gun, I think. This could have been completely avoided. That had nothing to do with Grimcutty. The ending is strange though. They say the parents are actually to blame for causing Grimcutty, and they should have believed in the children, but like, come on, it's Grimcutty, man. His biggest claim to fame is having an Aaron Fraser Nash song.
Gonna make this crystal clear. I'ma cut you ear to ear. Stressed out, I'll never stop. Runaways still get the job. Doesn't matter if your phone is locked in the detox box.
This might be the only piece of fan content this movie has ever gotten.
Until now. When I hit record, I want everyone to start acting like they're brainwashed by Grimcutty.
Real quick, I just want to talk about two movies that fall under this category, but I already did talk about them. In my video about movies inspired by FNAF, I talked about the movie Pooka Lives, and it had literally nothing to do with FNAF.
I really just want to talk about the sequel because I will never have an excuse to talk about it again.
Yeah, I think this would probably would have been a better opportunity to talk about it, but whatever. I don't have much to add, but it's definitely a creepypasta movie. Look, it's even in the plot synopsis. The entire story surrounds this fictional character, Pooka, that keeps getting reincarnated in different forms through people lying on the internet. That's like our old pal Jeff the Slayer. People keep making up stories, rituals, and designs, and Pooka takes on those traits. The fear of Pooka is what creates it. Pooka becomes more twisted as the movie goes on, and oh yeah, scenes like this also take over a majority of the plot.
What up, Jackers? It's your boy, Jack. Back at it again with another video. You already know what's good.
Got a quick little update about that doucher, Dare Dick.
I fully recommend watching this movie.
She was wearing a Pooka mask when she did it, and it melted to her face.
Annie, why do you have that on your phone? You brought that up so fast.
I really enjoy the cast of this movie, like this guy.
Just messing with you.
What is happening?
Name's Andy.
Classic Andy.
We love Pooka!
I just want to point out that this guy plays fucking Alistair in Hazbin Hotel, and that's very funny.
Again, just watch that video if you want a more in-depth review, but it revolves around this weird friend group being terrorized by Pooka, a fucking stuffed animal, and for no reason the main guy is being cyberbullied by a random YouTuber.
What up, Jackers? It's your boy, Jax. Coming at you with some hot goss.
This is a beautiful movie. The second movie I talked about is Dear David, the one I seriously don't need to tread over again. It got its own video where I basically said all I could. But it's fucking beautiful. People probably don't think of Dear David when they think creepypasta, but I don't care. It's a scary story on the internet. The original story followed real-life author and BuzzFeed artist Adam Ellis documenting a haunting from a boy named David, who had his head dented in by a fucking grocery store shelf, and he kind of just like posted spooky stuff happening, like his Instagram glitching out and showing a ghoul face, and he saw David in Japan or something. The story went pretty viral because it didn't get just one SS Sniper Wolf video, not two, but 3 SS Sniper Wolf reactions. I'm more of a reaction time guy. Apparently BuzzFeed thought it was popular enough to greenlight a movie. This was back in 2017. The movie released in 2023. Yeah, 6 years later. I don't think anyone cared. Except me. Just go watch my actual video on it, but this movie is so fucking amazing to me. It's a complete train wreck and it is mesmerizing. I never got over this movie, man. I still think about it all the time. It's so funny. I just want to convince you to watch this movie. It's amazing for watch parties, and I also want to convince Lionsgate to make a sequel. So here's my top 5 favorite Dear David moments. It could easily be 10. Number 5, Dear David cucks Adam. At this point in the movie, Adam is trying to convince his boyfriend he's not insane. For no reason, he brings up that he deleted Grindr, and then Grindr is magically on his phone again.
I didn't put that on there. I don't know how that got there. I promise you I deleted it.
This means Dear David, the fucking ghost who was like 11 years old, had to catfish a bunch of people as Adam Ellis for this to make sense. Adam. Number 4, Adam destroys BuzzFeed headquarters. Adam is seeing a bunch of shit that isn't there at this point in the movie, and this becomes a problem when his coworker at BuzzFeed shows him this.
Should be in your inbox.
This is David changing what he sees, but Adam still reacts accordingly.
Do you not want to do it?
Do I want to? No, I don't want to do it. Why would you even send me that? Are you a fucking psycho? Is that the problem?
No.
Are you fucking sick? Yeah, really funny. It's on every fucking stream. Hey, guys, you're so fucking fucked up. Yeah, film it. Fucking film it. Is that good content?
Number 3, ping. At the beginning of the movie, Adam gets drunk and starts getting like really mad at his Twitter trolls and starts saying shit like this.
Don't judge me. You're not my mom.
Sometimes you gotta troll the troll.
Then he hits them with the iconic ping. Ping. Number 2, the gay porn scene. Adam gets ready to watch some midnight gay porn while completely dressed in a button-up shirt and jeans when suddenly his computer starts live streaming him jerking off. The fucking ghost is trying to dark side fill him.
Oh, the camera's on. The camera's been on the whole time, huh?
Number 1.
And now, the number 1 favorite.
David plays Adam like a video game. This is the ending of the movie, so major spoilers. A man wearing a mask of Adam Ellis's soda walks out from the dark with a fucking PS4 controller and starts controlling Adam. This is a real scene in the movie. This is not a Smosh skit. It's like barely set up. There's like a 3-second scene of Adam playing a video game in this movie. And now we get Adam doing fucking idle animations and setting himself on fire. Immediately after this, it's revealed that David is actually still alive and an adult, and he has telekinetic powers. This is one of the best movies ever made. The only updates I have to give about this movie is Adam Ellis just getting increasingly more angry that it exists, which is fair. I mean, he basically signed off on his ghost story to be made into a movie, and then they stole his likeness and made him look like an insane person. On Twitter, he says he had nothing to do with the movie and proceeded to post an image of him with the Rotten Tomatoes score for the movie. I gain more respect for him every day.
Hey.
Hi, David.
You want to watch the Russian sleep experiment, man?
No!
Okay, I found some slop Amazon movies based on Creepypasta, so I'll just get those out of the way quickly. I can't miss the movie literally called Creepypasta. But first, the Russian sleep experiment.
Number 3. The Russian sleep experiment.
What's that all about? Hold on, here's a video explaining it.
Other internal organs were seen laid out on the floor like a piece of art, and the men were going to eat those morsels. They were dining on their own bodies and doing it with enthusiasm.
The Russian sleep experiment is a creepypasta detailing a fictional Russian experiment in the 1940s to create people that don't sleep for the war or something, and they all kill each other in horrifying ways.
Oh, I'm one sick fuck doctor. You're gonna stay up past your bedtime and you're gonna like it. Have you gone fucking mad?
You're probably more familiar with the famous image. This is your average Russian right here. Funniest thing is this is just a black and white image of a fucking Halloween decoration. Enter a movie titled The Sleep Experiment. Wow, I wonder where it got its inspiration. Oh, it got its inspiration from me trying to watch the movie. This fucking thing is really, really boring, but there's like a couple funny things, I guess. First off, it's not a Russian sleep experiment, it's an Irish sleep experiment, which somehow sounds even more deadly, and this is the first thing you see. They're doing that Dear David shit. This is not based on true events. What the fuck are you talking about? The entire movie takes place in the experiment room, this Mr. Beast challenge where everyone is forced to dress like John Arbuckle, or it takes place in the future with these detectives interrogating one of the scientists who made the experiment. The dialogue is really funny in these scenes because every character is supposed to sound smart and like poetic, but they just keep saying sleep experiment, and in my dumb monkey brain that's kind of funny. Most of the time though, it's really hard to understand like any of the dialogue with the strong Irish accents.
My father never beat me, I never had it, Dad.
So that's what's wrong.
No.
Even worse is the audio. It's really weird sounding.
I did, yes. But that's a long time ago.
You were aware of the investigation?
Oh, I'm not aware of any investigation.
It sounds like really echoey, or like, I don't know, it's like just a robot filters over it. The sleep experiment obviously goes wrong, but the way it does is strange. There's this whole like spy subplot that doesn't really go anywhere. The movie is separated by chapters, but for some reason the chapter named the imposter isn't even the one where this twist is revealed. Also, yeah, this movie having chapters makes it seem like the director thought the story was way smarter than it actually was. One of the inmates just admits that he did horrible things to a child and killed them for throwing rocks at his disabled mother's house, and then the bald one realizes that his daughter went missing, and that was definitely his daughter, so he says this.
Fuck you, disabled foreign mother! Oh!
So the bald guy kills the evil guy in a fit of rage, but like, he totally deserved it. The movie tries to convince us this was the wrong thing to do, but he was totally justified in doing that. Then like 20 fucking armed scientists walk into the room to get these like 4 guys that are now crazy. I don't know if they're trying to like look like the famous image here. They're covered in bandages, so I don't really know. It ends with the main scientist guy showing up, and he gives this monologue about how he's a psychopath, and just like, it's just telling us this evil character is actually even more evil than we thought, so it's not really interesting.
Wait!
That was the sleep experiment. It wasn't really worth it.
Oh, you feeling sleepy? It looks like somebody's gonna need a little more Monster Energy and some candy.
You're one sick fuck!
Next, I want to talk about 2 movies called Creepypasta that are basically the same thing. VHS ripoffs. A bunch of short films that aren't connected in any way to Creepypasta. I mean, you could argue maybe some are inspired, but they're just kind of obvious horror tropes. First is Creepypasta from 2023. This is the movie that kind of inspired me to make this video. Like, I remember like watching 3 seconds of this movie and thinking about this video, so I guess it did one thing.
Also, just adding this, I feel like I need to point out that for some reason, Mr. Creepypasta re-uploaded the trailer to this like it was some sort of agreement they had, like this guy.
The air was warm, the sun was shining, and every pony in Ponyville was having a glorious day.
The film starts by saying it's a Screambox exclusive, which sounds like a Loot Crate spin-off, but it's actually a streaming service I've never heard of in my life.
Do you know what a creepypasta is?
We have one lucky caller lined up to answer what a creepypasta is.
Give me creepy pictures of Woody for $500.
You're correct!
Who the fuck is that, Megatron? The movie seems really promising at first, well, in a funny kind of way, not that I expected something really good from Creepypasta. It's set up that kids are going missing after writing creepypastas, then this guy wakes up with multiple flash drives. I have no idea what's happening, but he starts messaging the people who put him there, I guess, and the responses are really good. They just keep texting lol after he asks a question. But then you realize this movie is a fucking scam, and this is just a framing device. The whole thing is just showing what's on the flash drives, which doesn't even work as a concept because, one, it's not like found footage. It's basically just short films. He's watching short films. They're even directed by other people. So in universe, what the fuck is he watching? A bunch of shitty short films? That wouldn't be that scary, I think. Oh, yeah, and 2, where the fuck is the creepypasta?
I just can't do it. I can't take this shit no more, man.
It's just random short horror films. It's not based on any specific creepypastas. It's not even like they had to change stuff for copyright. It's just generic shit. The closest it gets is this playing on a TV where it says Ben drowned. You know, like the Zelda Majora's Mask thing, but why does it say that? It's never explained. Then there's the second story where this tall thing takes a shot. I don't even know if they were intending on a Slender Man connection. This movie honestly just feels like a bunch of directors repackaging their short films. And some of them are just in Spanish. Like, they just put whatever they could in this thing. They added this like weird voiceover to try and tie it all together, the creepypasta, but it's just this girl talking about how she makes stories and saying,
"Do you know what a creepypasta is?"
I mean, I guess one of the stories are interesting. It's about this weird guy that looks like if Smosh was mashed into one person watching an EMS alert that specifically tells people not to watch it. And then he's called by a guy on the TV, but nothing really interesting happens. He just gets his skin ripped off by the
hooks, me bucko.
Then the hooks come for him while playing the stock horror music everyone uses. And then at the end of the movie, it's revealed the video watching guy is trying to find the video of him just shooting a guy to delete it, but then the one creepypasta girl says she's gonna leak it. I don't know why she's just kind of like omnipresent. Then it's revealed he's been on a live stream and he kind of just dies after reading mean messages. That's the movie.
Why the fuck did that TV say Ben drowned?
Oh shit, it's another movie called Creepypasta. Creepypasta DeathNet. It's just another shitty VHS short horror film collection with no connection to creepypastas. I can tell because there's fucking 10 directors. This was all hands on deck, too many cooks in the kitchen type situation, and even then it's like this.
I'll see what I can do, but no promises.
Yes! I knew you'd come around.
This is the most terrifying movie yet. Basically, copy everything I said about the last movie and put it here. It's just random short films, but even more amateur.
Remember when we used to use a pencil back in school?
Yeah, that you would usually use pencils at a school. What the fuck? The closest there is to a real creepypasta thing going on is the first story where this guy's like finding a lost episode of a show called Topsy Turvy Town that's kind of like Candle Cove, but it just gets more straight to the point.
Really? Who's that?
What the fuck? What the fuck? But speaking of Candle Cove, let's move on. Please, dear God, let's move on. Candle Cove is a short creepypasta written in 2009. It followed a conversation in an old forum where some users reminisced about a puppet show they watched in the 70s called Candle Cove. It followed Janice, a girl who imagined she was in a pirate crew with Pirate Percy and their boat, the Laughingstock. Then the villains, Horace Horrible, and a skeleton puppet named the Skin Taker. There's apparently a lot of external lore I don't understand, but I'm just gonna focus on the main story. It's the only relevant lore too. As the thread goes on, they realize the show was kind of fucked up. I mean, Skin Taker aside, there was an entire episode that was just the character shaking and screaming. The person who brings it up mistakes it as a nightmare, but everyone else also remembers it happening. Then the big reveal of the story. One of the users, Mike Painter, writes,
I visited my mom today at the nursing home. I asked her about when I was little in the early 70s, when I was 8 or 9, and if she remembered a kid's show, Candle Cove. She said she was surprised I could remember that, and I asked why, and she said, because I used to think it was so strange that you said, I'm gonna go watch Candle Cove now, Mom, and then you would tune the TV to static and just watch dead air for 30 minutes. You had a big imagination with your little pirate show.
This is so fucking good. Genuinely, I can't think of a better creepypasta. Yeah, I get more enjoyment from Jeff the Killer because it's fucking stupid. But Candle Cove is an actual good story with a really compelling premise and twist. I remember people thought it was real at some point, and there was like a whole scare theater video about it.
Some people say that Flapjack is extremely similar to Candle Cove.
This story is a no-brainer to be turned into a movie, so they did. Well, actually, it's a TV show. I'm bending my rules a little to include Channel Zero in this discussion.
Sorry, I just want to take a little break to watch my favorite TV show.
Yo, holy shit, is that...
Channel Zero is an anthology show where each season is a different creepypasta, but I'll only be talking about season 1 because I've literally never heard of these other ones. Maybe if they covered a creepypasta people actually cared about, I would talk about it like Old McDonald's.
Then there was a fry cook somewhere in Vermont, back in '99. Who walked into the middle of the restaurant and dumped scalding oil on himself without flinching or saying a word. Several of the customers started to laugh, and roll around in the burning oil alongside him.
Channel Zero is pretty good. Not perfect, but pretty good. It's definitely the best thing I'm gonna talk about in this video. If you don't include Dear David, that's still up there. But this does a very good job at adapting the story of Candle Cove. It's basically just the original story, but stretched out to 6 episodes and extra lore, which gets a little weird, but I wouldn't say it's that bad. The show follows Mike Painter directly from the story, going back to his hometown to investigate the disappearance of multiple kids, including his brother, which he all thinks is linked to Candle Cove. I think you get just the right amount of Candle Cove in the show. There's not a lot, but it is really cool when it shows up. It's more about the characters unraveling a mystery with Candle Cove at the center of it, but that's basically what the original Creepypasta was, so it doesn't feel like a Slender Man thing where I don't give a fuck about any of these characters. I like Mike. His actor just kind of always looks happy to be there. He's kind of just dragging himself through every scene, but like in an endearing way. The actual show in universe is weird. Like they always show Pirate Percy just kind of hanging around Horace and Skin Taker, even though they're the villains. And Janice just isn't even a thing. I mean, specific details like that don't really matter, but still, there is a scene with the screaming episode, so that's good. That's really all you need. Every scene where Candle Cove appears on a TV is kind of funny, though. My personal favorite is when this kid is playing like a little shitty racing game, and it just turns into Candle Cove. Another neat thing is the tooth guy. This is probably the best addition to the story. When the kids disappeared, they were found without any teeth, and that turned into this thing. It's way better before it's explained later on, and I really like the sound design of it, just chattering teeth as it moves. But let's talk about the actual plot. It's very confusing. I can see why they added the things they added, but by see, I mean I have cataracts. I'm fine with the added element of the show being linked to kids dying because there needs to be an actual threat other than the Skin Taker is scary, but they take it in a really weird direction. By episode 2, Mike admits he's the one who killed his brother, and I thought that would be because Candle Cove mind controlled him, because, you know, that makes sense. And I like how everyone doesn't trust him anymore after admitting that. But no, he killed his brother because his twin brother is a weird magic psychic that controls the other kids and they're jumping off a hill to kill themselves. Yeah, these flashback scenes are probably the worst part of the show, but at least they give us the single greatest line.
You like Candle Cove? Gene? I don't watch that retard show.
That just puts a tear in my eye. Truly amazing. Then in the present, there's this weird woman that dresses like the Skin Taker and kills people with a gang of kids, and she's helping the Tooth Man, but then it's revealed Tooth Man is actually Mike's brother, like as a ghost, and Weird Woman says it's like he's the one who made Candle Cove, the little boy child who's dead somehow. And I don't even know what the fuck is happening in the finale. It's like a ghost battle in the fucking back rooms and it's over. I would like it more if it was like this.
So that is basically all the Creepypasta movies I wanted to talk about. There is the upcoming Backrooms movie, which I would put in this category, but again, it's not out, so we'll probably never talk about it. While I'm sitting here, I'm starting to think that there's just something missing from this conversation. Oh yeah, Jeff.
Cause it's Killer! Jeff the Killer! You know he's gonna find you when you're
Did you know there was gonna be a Jeff the Killer movie made by Blumhouse? But it was canceled.
Oh, fuck! Fuck, man! Ah!
Look out, hashtag Creepypasta fans. Hashtag Jeff the Killer may be getting the big screen treatment. Blumhouse made this tweet back in 2015 like they were working on one, but honestly, I still don't know what they meant by this. Because this is not an image Blumhouse made. It's a cosplay some other guy did for a different Jeff the Killer movie that never got funded. Was Blumhouse trying to advertise this movie, or did they just steal this image to advertise their own? I have no idea. Either way, it never got made, which is a real shame. A Jeff the Killer movie would have been the funniest thing ever to ever happen. So why bring this up if it's not going anywhere? Well, I want to talk about Jeff the Killer fan films, and yes, they're just as good as you'd think they'd be.
I've made a killer. My own killer.
The most famous one is probably Freddy Krueger versus Jeff the Killer. It comes from Trent Duncan, who makes a bunch of these horror killer crossover movies where they're just like beating the shit out of each other.
I know this has nothing to do with anything, but while we're here, I just want to mention that this particular film ends with the government like contacting Cobra Commander from fucking G.I. Joe. I mean, of course, he's like a horror icon. The Freddy Krueger video is only 3 minutes and doesn't really feel like it has that much passion. I don't think they actually gave a damn about Jeff the Killer because they just bought the shitty morph suit I have.
Now that's a face only a mother could love.
There's like weird meme references and like a fidget spinner, and Freddy wins because of course he does. This is made by a boomer that thinks this looks stupid as shit. And he's completely right. You can divide a couple of these by genre, like found footage. We're hunting Jeff the Killer 3 a.m. movies, like famous short film Go to Sleep, which only has like 5 seconds of Jeff. And my personal favorite, the masterpiece known as Jeff the Killer official movie. I don't know if you can call it official, actually.
Oh, so that's who I sold the rights to.
This comes from masterful director Joshua Films, a true artist. I've genuinely been watching this guy's videos for years. There's even a clip of this movie in my old Annoying Orange video that really didn't have to be there, but it was. It follows famous actor Joshua Axe as an internet sleuth trying to investigate the serial killer / cryptid Jeff the Killer. So Jeff and Joshua finally face off, and oh, it's beautiful, man. Then the house explodes. Next film I want to talk about is Jeff the Killer Origins. Okay, this is clearly just some like random fun or some school project. It's obviously not supposed to be taken seriously, but I only want to mention it because this might be the worst Jeff the Killer interpretation just ever.
Sir, how do you want to make them suffer?
We have to kill people.
I think we have time to have some real fun first.
Go to sleep. We have to kill people. Toby versus Jeff Creepypasta fan film.
I must be completely insane at this point. Now.
What the fuck is that Daisy Brown shit? Okay, I may be joking around, but all these fan films are actually beautiful and I love them. Please go check them out, especially this one, because I, for the life of me, have no idea what the hell is happening in this. Holy shit, is that Adam Ellis from Dear David? This is a true crossover. 10 out of 10. Perfect effect. This one follows Tiki Toby, but he's just like weirdly joyous about everything.
What a fun day. Nothing can ruin this.
This is true art. I love you, Freddy Leprechaun. And finally, I want to end this video looking at probably the best creepypasta adaptation there ever will be. Jeff the Killer movie by Emerald Wolf Productions. What makes this the best adaptation is that it's literally just the original Jeff the Killer creepypasta. Maybe not 100%, there's some added stuff in this investigation framing device, but other than that, it's completely faithful to the original. And if you don't know, the original is fucking hilarious. And it has it all. The fucking stupid ass bullies, the birthday party, and the go to sleep. Jeff's famous brother Lou is in this, pictured here, yet yes, the original Jeff the Killer story is even better. But sadly, no one's ever tried to adapt that. But it's fine, at least we have this.
It was me. I beat the shit out of those kids. I have the marks to prove it.
Son, just put down the knife.
Damn. It's funny because they basically got the perfect guy to play Jeff. He looks like a teenager. He looks more like the original image. But Lou is like 26. I get he's the older brother, but he's like 39 getting robbed by a bunch of teenagers. This is a good Lou, way better than this one.
It was me. I beat the shit out of those kids.
Half this movie just looks like random screenshots from gay porn.
Hey, Jeff. I just wanted to see after, today.
Actually, it being black and white kind of reminds me of this Better Call Saul flash forwards.
Address unknown.
Jeffrey Woods.
What the fuck do you want?
Oh shit, the bullies are here. I wonder if the adults can de-escalate the situation.
I think you boys need to leave.
Shut up, bitch.
Excuse me?
You heard him, bitch.
Damn.
Leave her out of here.
Stay back, bitch.
Oh my god! Holy shit! Jeff starts his final stand against the bullies that got his brother locked up, and it's honestly
a pretty easy fight for a 1-on-3, and the 3 have fucking guns. It's not even the fault of the film. This is just what genuinely happens in the story. It of course ends with Troy covering Jeff in vodka and bleach, which we all know is the exact chemical concoction to turn you into Jeff the Killer. So he carves his face up while the famous Jeff the Killer theme plays. In a beautiful moment, Jeff takes the fucking killer takes control, and he kills both his parents, which is honestly, it's pretty fair. But then he kills Lou. I know that's in the story, but what the hell, man? I'm gonna miss him. The movie ends with a final tease of Jane the Killer. If you don't know who that is, look it up. I'm not explaining. But honestly, I really hope they make a sequel. This is the kind of creepypasta adaptations we need. Just full on embracing the cheesiness and writing of a probably 15-year-old. That or do it like Dear David.
It's amazing how long these stories have been relevant. I mean, no matter how bad, no matter how cringy or edgy or stupid it is, these stories are always accepted as art because that's what they are. And easily they're exploited by Hollywood for money, but that's besides the point. I guess there's nothing really to say except Halloween. Oh, fuck.
Hey, thanks for watching this long-ass video that was not supposed to be this long. And it's like 3 a.m. on Halloween right now. And this is taking so fucking long to edit. So thank you for watching. Thank you to my 2 good best friends, Seatbelt and Doom Fox, for helping with the filming and shit. Got a nice little set and whatever the fuck. Whatever. Thanks for watching. Go check out my Patreon for the shit on there. I don't know. In my Discord. I'm gonna try to chill during November. I don't know. That's it all. Because I have to prepare for December, which is gonna be big month.